Welcome to the video on gasification and anaerobic decomposition. We will be covering two topics here. Let us get into the gasification process. This gasification process is actually a process of converting the solid biomass into combustible gases. So this is the main purpose, and this is not a new technique. This is followed since 1980s. The research are significantly done in gasification in order to maintain the energy security, because fossil fuels are getting depleted. So this will be a good alternative for fossil fuels. This combustible gas is otherwise called producer gases, and then the biomass is fed into the feedstock hopper. Here we can see a feedstock hopper. So here the biomass is fed, and that biomass is generally a municipal solid waste, MSW. That municipal solid waste is heated to 700 degrees Celsius, and there will be a small amount of oxygen or limited oxygen will be there. If there is excess oxygen, oxidation will take place. And during this process the molecules break down and produces syngas, as we have discussed in the previous lecture. The synthetic gas will be produced, and also a slag will be produced. And the synthetic gas is actually containing hydrogen and carbon monoxide. And then gasification process. The gas which is produced by this process will be having calorific value of 1000 to 1200 kilocalories per normal cubic meter, and this is actually a lesser value. Almost 2.5 to 3 normal cubic meter of gas can be produced by gasifying about 1 kg of dried biomass. And the figure what you are seeing here is actually a crematorium. That means the place where the human bodies, that means dead bodies, are cremated. So this particular crematorium generally functions based on this biogas gasification system. Then the uses of syngas and slag. So during gasification there will be a lot of impurities or pollutants like sulfur, particulates, mercury. These things are cleaned out during the gasification process, and the clean syngas is combusted to produce electricity, either heat or electricity, or it can be processed in order to produce biofuels. So that is also possible by using the syngas. And after the process, a slag will be formed. That will be a glassy molten liquid. It will be like a semi-solid, that is more or less like a tar. It can be used to make shingles, cement or asphalt. This shingles and asphalt are just like tar, which is used for laying roads. So these slags can be used as an additives to that to the production of asphalt. The gasification plant, there is a very big plant in England that is under construction. It is having a capacity of converting 350,000 tons of municipal solid waste, and the power which is produced there, that is sufficient to power 50,000 homes there. That much of power can be produced in that very big gasification plants in the England. Let us come to the anaerobic decomposition. That is a process of conversion of organic matter into methane by using microbiological conversion. So methane is actually produced in order to supplement or replace the fossil fuels. So this takes place in a variety of natural anaerobic environment. This anaerobic decomposition will take place in varieties of environments like water sediment, waterlogged soils, natural hot springs, ocean thermal vents, stomach of various animals including the cows, etc. And this digested organic matter and after digesting there will be a waste particle that is called digestate. So this digestate will be taken out as solid particle from the process. And in an anaerobic environment, biomass decays and finally it produces methane, as we said earlier. This methane will be an alternative fuel for fossil fuels. Generally in biomass, these three types of things will be there: carbohydrates, fats and proteins. That will be converted into sugars, fatty acids and amino acids, and then it will be converted to carbon, acids, alcohols, hydrogen, carbon dioxide and ammonia, and then it will be converted into acid, acetic, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and finally it will be converted to methane and carbon dioxide. Methane will be in larger proportion and carbon dioxide will be in a smaller proportion. And the process of converting this first step of carbohydrates, fats and proteins into sugars, fatty acids and amino acids is called hydrolysis. Similarly, the process of converting the sugars, fatty acids and amino acids into ammonia, hydrogen and carbon acids, alcohols is called acidogenesis. Then the process of converting this carbon acids, alcohols, this hydrogen, carbon dioxide, ammonia to acid, acetic, carbon dioxide, hydrogen is called acetogenesis. And finally, the conversion of acid, acetic, carbon dioxide and hydrogen to methane and carbon dioxide is called methanogenesis. So these are the biological terms which are being used in the conversion of these particular things. Then where we can use this anaerobic decomposition system? So we can use that in ranches. Ranches are the places where the animals are grown in a bulk level, and in livestock farms, in small farms also we can use, and by the waste products of the animals and animal wastes like cow dung, etc. Even by using human waste also we can produce methane. There are some particular advantages by using anaerobic decomposition. Let us discuss that. The product of anaerobic decomposition produces less odor. Obviously it will be producing some odor, but when compared to the farm slurry, if the farm slurry is directly fed into some other areas, that will create more odor than this. So this is relatively producing less amount of odor. And it can reduce pollution of water, because if it is not properly processed, it will be fed into the or it will be drained into the surface water and it will pollute that water. That is called runoff. So the runoff can be reduced, and then it can lessen the risks of spread of diseases, because it reduces contamination by destroying the bacteria and viruses. A well managed system can reduce the production of methane, because that methane will be converted into CO2, which is a low potential greenhouse gas. So that is also an advantage, and it will create some revenue by selling biogas and other byproducts. That is also an advantage. And finally, it produces savings by avoiding the cost of fertilizers which are being used for the agriculture. A digestant which is from that process can be used as fertilizers. So this is one advantage. It will be acting as solid conditioners. And then there is a process of producing these gases. The feedstock, that is the municipal solid waste, is fed into the tankers. So this tanker will be full of municipal waste, and that will be supplied to the shredder. So once when the municipal waste or this waste products comes into the shredder, the shredder shred that into small particles which by around a size of 12 mm, in order to digest that easily. Small products, small particles will digest easily. So that is the main purpose of having the shredder. And then after that shredder, we are having this input buffer. So the purpose of input buffer, that is a sealed container It allows a controlled flow of material. That is the purpose of this particular input buffer. And then we can see a pasteurizers. These pasteurizers are heated up to 70 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. After feeding that shredded biomass, that will be heated for 1 hour at a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. And then it is passed to the digesters. The digesters is the main place where the biogas is being produced, because that will be maintained at a 35 degrees Celsius for 18 days. After 18 days, the contents in the digesters will be replaced. So it will be stored at 35 degrees for 18 days. During that period, the gas will be emitted and the gas is stored in the tank, that is a gas storage tank here. Similarly, after digestion, the digestate will be supplied here, and from that liquors and fibers are separated, and the gas which is produced is directly used for engine for combustion, and it can be used for producing electricity or producing heat or any other purpose. So this is the overall layout of a mesophilic process. Thank you for watching.